There's no title on the front of this book, only a picture in gold of a little boy and a little girl. I found this book in the Amnesty bookshop in Great Malvern, and it cost me 50p. I'm so pleased with it. I hope you enjoy the story. Here's the title, Where is John? It's a question. And this book is written in 2 languages. It's written in English and it's written in German. I'm not very good at reading German, and so I'm going to read this book in English. It was published in 1963. That was before I was born. So it's a very old, special book. Let's read it. Where is John? John and Anne were twins. They were always together. They got up at the same time. They played together. Oh, they're giving the teddy a ride on the train. They had their meals together and they went to bed at the same time. What one liked, the other liked too. There was just one big difference. Anne loved her bath. She loved to splash in the water, but John hated water. He could not understand why people washed so often when they just got dirty again. So I'm thinking this must be Anne because she looks like she's having fun. And we know that Anne loved her bath. And I'm thinking this must be John because his face is looking very grumpy, and the words told us John hated water. One morning, Anne hopped into the bath first, and John sat on a stool. He was waiting for his turn. Mother's back was turned. She was washing Anne's hair. Oh, look, I can see the bubbles of the shampoo. John pretended to play with his duck, but he thought, quick, quick, I'll run away. He slipped off the stool, out of the door and down the stairs. He had on only his pyjamas. Oh, John, I really don't think that's a good idea. Do you? Out into the garden went John, then through a hole in the fence, and then he was in the street. There was no one in the street except for a small dog who was sitting in front of a house. John wanted to pat the dog, but the dog ran away. After him went John. Faster and faster ran the little dog, and faster ran John. Round a corner, bump! Down went John right into a puddle. Oh dear, I can see quite a few things in that picture that could be dangerous for John. Can you? John sat up and began to cry. The little dog had run away. Anne! Anne! Screamed John, louder and louder. But Anne could not hear him. Anne was at home. When Mother dried Anne's eyes, Anne opened them wide and saw that the stool was empty. Where is John? Anne asked. Mother turned round. "Where is John?" Mother asked. Anne hopped out of the bathtub and quickly put on her dressing gown. Then Anne and Mother looked for John. First they looked behind the wardrobe. Then they looked all through the house and the garden. We know where he is, don't we? At last Anne saw the hole in the fence and wriggled through. A little dog who was barking in the street ran away. Anne ran after him. Then suddenly she saw a little boy. He was very dirty and crying at the top of his lungs. It was John. I think that was kind of that little dog to help Anne find John. "Oh, John," cried Anne, "you're as dirty as a pig." When I read that line in the bookshop, it was really quiet in the bookshop, but I laughed out loud because I thought that was so funny. "Oh, John," cried Anne, "you're dirty as a pig." "I fell into a puddle," said John. "Now I don't mind if I do have a bath." Then the twins linked hands and went home to Mother. Oh, I bet their mum was pleased to see them. And I bet they were glad to be back home together, safe and sound. After that day, John and Anne liked all the same things, even when Mother called, "Come along, hop into the bathtub." I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did.